At last I have found you. All these years of being hunted by the voices, and now I have found you, the new leader of the voices, and I can murder your murdering ass into next week. But first you are going to tell me what your endgame is.
Happy to oblige, brother.
What are you talking about? You mean to say that you are also a clone of me? Come off it. Do you think I'm a fucking mug just because I didn't go to one of your fancy fairy-assed Ivy League colleges?
You lay people only understand cloning as a literal copying process. But the reality is far more complex, like the surface of a diamond with hundreds of different reflections. Many different types of clones can be made with the same building blocks. Your DNA has a massive killer instinct latency. Dr. von Steppingham managed to turn that killing instinct into different instincts. I was blessed with similarly huge business and conspiracy instincts. Using these instincts, I was able to use the game to convince bored and bloodthirsty rich people to unwittingly fund a project that would ensure their downfall and the downfall of humanity. We have engineered a new strain of cancer AIDS that will wipe out all of humanity except for me and my clone brothers and sisters.
Just what the fuck is all this cancer AIDS lark I keep hearing all about anyway? I bet it is all a fucking joke. You are making a joke about cancer, and I cannot accept your proposition that humor about cancer is anything less than irredeemably offensive. Therefore I have no other recourse other than my having to write a proverbial letter to Mary Whitehouse using my fists as a proxy for A4 paper which has indignant prose scrawled across it, and posting it to your smug face. I will however tolerate humor about AIDS, as that is a disease which only targets homos and drug addicts, and those people bring their misfortune upon themselves with their unsavory lifestyle choices.
Ha 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 ha. Once again I am forced to explain myself to a layperson. Cancer AIDS is just a simile to encapsulate the nature of cancer AIDS to the clones that were not given science understanding instincts. Cancer AIDS is like AIDS because it is like a swarm. Sort of like cum. Air cum. But it is air cum that is an invisible gas instead of a messy liquid that is difficult to wash out of my expensive Guxian Armani suits. Instead of sperm, this air cum is comprised of hundreds and thousands of microscopic sentient hominid tumors. But 2 mores is an insufficient number. They are more like 8 mores, 8 million, that is.
Going back to what you were saying about diamonds having lots of different reflections, one thing they all have in common is that they are all smaller than the object that they are reflecting. All of you clones of me are smaller than the real deal, namely me. And don't try and trick me into believing that I'm a clone, as that clone with 4 arms already tried that and it totally did not work. Prepare for pain, as I'm going to kick your ass.
Don't be so cocky. You should be aware that I'm wearing 9/11 gloves. If I land a punch, it will be like 9/11 for you. Even if I graze you, and you're essentially like one of those office workers who was ill and not in the Twin Towers when they went down, it will still be like feeling the catastrophic economic consequences of that fateful day which we covertly organized, and you will lose your job and you will be forced back into the game as you need the money, and you will be once again helping to fund the mass production of Cancer AIDS 8.0 and its means of dispersal.
Thanks for giving me recon data about your attacks. Now I don't have to do my own recon fighting, and I can just get on with fighting. Let's dance, bitch.